I tried to put some corrective measures in the way our national teams were being run. Because I could not just fathom how a state like Ghana will continue to spend $1.something million on one Blaster match.
How much?
$1.something million.
Every Blaster match?
Yes. And you sit down, you ask yourself, because if you are paying winning bonus of almost about 10,000 and you have close to about 28 players in camp, that's 280,000. Plain fair. And the players, when they are coming, they sit in business class. You understand? Yeah. And the people who sometimes, instead of taking the business, every plane fare there's graduation, even if it's business class. You could sit in business class and pay $1,000. I could sit in business class and pay $600. Yeah. But they will go for the $1,000 because somebody needs to get a cut.
And so who is there to correct that?
So as soon as you see, these things and you take these things, what you have to do is to take that difficult, unpopular decision to cut some of these things and make some people unhappy. That's the only way you can correct the system. But I'm saying that, Kwaku, in this country, as soon as you try to do that, you become the public enemy. Because those people who are benefiting from the system will create that, let me say, demonic, structure for you. That will ask for this. You know how I was vilified. I don't like certain persons. I don't like the Black Stars. To the extent that Black Star management members will tell players that Nii Lante doesn't like you, so he said we should not bring you. We should bring local players to come and play a match. When at that time we were playing against a team, 100%, almost 100% of their players playing their local league, and we think that we are Ghana, we are better than that country as far as football is concerned, and we are already qualified for the World Cup, and we needed money for other sporting disciplines. Because at that time, the Paralympics have qualified for Paralympic Games, but there was no budget. So if we are going to spend that amount of money on blasters alone, why don't we use part of that money to finance the Paralympics so that we can use our local? After all, Jones Atukofio used Accra House of Oak to play against Nigeria. Yeah. You understand me? I'm coming to that issue, Carl. You say, how do we correct these things? Carl, let me be frank with you. We may need another program to be able to diagnose effectively and look forward. Because, like Kwaku said, I totally agree with him. You must have a system in place that everybody within the local environment will adhere to. So if we decide that Ghana, we want to qualify for the World Cup in the next 20 years, we must start today and plan. What do we want to achieve in the next 20 years? We want to win a World Cup. How do we win a World Cup? One, in terms of human resource. Who are the coaches who can make us win? Who are the players we can use today? We can develop from today to the next 20 years we are talking about. What sort of system do we put in place to avoid a situation where the players' intention and mindset will be money what they will get out of the national team instead of what they will play for to get? Because you see, the English players, when they play for the national team, it is not every player, every English player is looking for the opportunity to play for the national team and not what we get from playing for the national team.
What they get is normally given to their
charities. Yeah. So why is it that in England, these players will want to play for the national team? Sadio Mane spends almost 40% of whatever his earnings into charities and development projects in Senegal. Tell me, how many of our players, the so-called millionaires, what impact have they made in society? You see Tony sitting there, he's telling you what he's done. At least I can say that Bedepele has come back to set up Nania and try to do something. The others, but they make money, they made millions. What have they put back? That's why I'm saying that when we continue to make money, motivation for players to play for our national team, and not pride of wearing our national jersey, we will continue to have players who think that they are doing the country a service a good
Favor. You politicians have also contributed to that.
I agree.
You politicians have also contributed to that.
You are not the host. You are not the host.
That is why we must sit down as a country.
Are you the host?
I'm telling him.
Are you the host?
I'm not the host, but I'm telling him what I know.
I want Nii Lante to finish.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he has admitted.
I agree with you perfectly. Look, sometimes the issue has to do with the fact that all the systems has gotten to a level where people look at faces of people to put them in positions, be it at the ministerial level, be it at the club administration level, be it at the national team administration level, be it even at the football administration level. You understand? But if we pick competent people with that desire that this is my chosen profession, this is what I want to achieve out of it, and I'm going to perform in order to earn something. The English will not get up and appoint somebody to be the chief executive of the English Football Association because the person is a friend to Kwaku Yeboah or Kwaku or to Nii Lante Vanderpuye or belong to party A or party B. They will choose somebody because the person is qualified and competent to administer their game. So when you go to St. George's today, it's a whole administration. Somebody who has been chosen as chief executive has there and has a staff under him who are working daily, every day, thinking about what English football will be like in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Do we have that in Ghana? No.
Strategic planning.
Strategic planning. I visited St. George's. I asked myself, how can football take this time of human beings? I had the privilege of working when I was in Manchester as a janitor at Old Trafford. I wish I could have done that work until my pension. Just cleaning the chairs after match, cleaning the toilets and the washrooms.
It's not too late. I'm just joking.
You see, the reason I'm saying is that there is a structure, discipline that everybody know what he's supposed to do, and the person of what he's doing is what will give him his pocket.
But as Ghanaians, we turn our eyes on other things.
Thank you.
I need to get Kwabena in as well.
Yeah.
Please let me move this discussion forward. Black Stars is being poor. Let's focus on them now.
Okay.
How can we move it forward?
Well, I think our current president, Kwaku, is decided we should bring back the love, and that's what Kwaku rightly pointed out. These days, when the national team is playing, unfortunately and quite regrettably, there are more people who don't really care about the national team, pure apathy, and there are those who even wish the national team ill. How did we get to this point? In my humble opinion, for me, it started after Brazil 2014. When we set up the Yeboah Commission and some of the things that came out, you know, because it was horrifying. Even for those of us who were quite close to football, we never believed that it was that rotting. Why do I make this point? Why would a management member attract appearance fees? Are you a player?
Consultancy.
Appearance fees.
Consultancy.
It doesn't make sense. It's unethical, it's unconscionable, and at that point, a number of Ghanaians felt that so many people are involved in football
who don't deserve to be there
for pecuniary reasons, and not because they love the sport.
No.
You know, and then when the whole nation was told about some of the horrible things that happened in Brazil, and people were shocked. So you see, I was almost in tears when I was running commentary 2014 World Cup, when the news broke that the national team had boycotted training because their monies hadn't arrived. I was in total shock. Why was I in shock? That is not to say anybody should shortchange players. But my point is that when the then leader of the nation had picked the phone and assured you that your monies were guaranteed, you still decided to go and boycott training sessions because the monies were not available. What signal were you sending? That you were only there because of money and not for the pride of the national shed? That was most regrettable. So apart from the fact that a lot of Ghanaians felt very disappointed with the conduct of the players, they were also very disappointed with the conduct of the officials who led the team, who were attracting winning bonuses and appearance fees. It was ridiculous.
But you say you were surprised?
I was surprised because, to be honest, I didn't know And I had
I've told you this before.
I had gone on air.
That was that probably after
No,
after 2014.
I had done checks and I trusted my friends within the FA who had denied it categorically. Maybe I was being naive, and I believed them until the JMFA Commission sat and all these issues came out. So people just lost interest in the Black Stars. And I remember after the Brazil World Cup, the first game, if you remember, we played against Sudan at the Kumasi Sports Stadium, and for the first time, players of the Black Stars were jeered and booed. Indeed, I was in Kumasi a number of days before that game, and they were planning of boycotting the match entirely because of the things that had gone on, because they felt that these were players who were highly unpatriotic. So I think that it's important for us to inculcate in the players the need to die for the national colours, because in the past that was the issue. I understand football has changed, people have gotten professional, but the truth of the matter is that you make your money at the club level, at the national level. It's about the pride of it.
Yeah.
If you win the ultimate trophy, the nation will reward you sufficiently.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
There's no question about that.
And Kwabena, you see, in addition to that, you see, this thing started when the system or the policy laid down for paying the management members
bonuses.
It changed. Initially, they were being given per diem.
Okay, that's right.
And then
per diem.
yes,
Yeah.
and then when they changed it to give them, to align their allowances with the players, that's where it all started.
Kwaku, so I had an occasion where players confided in me that when they are demanding for increases in bonuses, they do that under the influence of management members.
There you go.
Because when the bonuses of players are increased, automatically the management members also get more. Okay. And do you know what was the cause of that? Because of their so-called what do you call it? The influential is not came out the Welfare Commission.
It's a term that they use.
I've forgotten the term. The very popular term. Coefficient. So do you know what happened? They have 6 management committee members, but there are other FA members who are not part of the management committee members. So the bonuses that the 6 will get, the money they put in the budget for ways and means and all those things, they put it together. It's a huge sum of money, and then they share it for everybody around the FA.
But Nii Lante,
you understand?
I'll allow you to continue. I promise you that. But then people would say, what were you doing? Because you had the total control over it. You were the minister.
That is why when I became minister, I did that. I cut our budget from almost $966,000 to $520,000.
No, it's not just cutting the budget, taking out all these elements.
Yes, we did, because we take out the ways and means. Medical, we're using almost $10,000 per match for medical. And I asked them, why are they buying drugs for the whole Kolebu Teaching Hospital?
What do you mean by drugs?
Medical.
I'm just joking. If you say drugs, it means something else.
Okay, cool. Oh my goodness. No, you understand? Yeah. So you see, it has to take somebody with that sense of purpose to say that we will not agree to this, we will not do this, we will not do that. If you decide that you are good, players came to sit with me, and they told me that, Minister, we agreed and all these things, but as for this one, if you say you will not allow the officials to pay the money, we shall not qualify you. It means the players themselves have that thinking that in order for us to be able to qualify for a competition, the referee must be bribed. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's because of what Tony Boy is saying. Even in a local league, players have been made to believe that when you are playing home, so even at the national team level, that is also the belief there. So if you don't allow that to happen, then you are the one who has caused the team to perform poorly.
So then one would ask,
why did they get bonus?
No. You spend money to bribe the referee to win, and after that you pay them fat bonuses.
Yes.
So it's not a drain on the national economy.
It's a useless
It's not a drain on the national economy.
It's a useless
It is the whole purpose of even giving whatever it's supposed to be.
And these are those players that the team you are playing in Italy. Do your teams pay bribe in order to win matches? They say, oh, no more Gemele Soloe. I mean, that place is different. You see, Kwaku, I agree with you. unless we sit down and take a holistic view.
Look at issues.
Come and say something. One of the reasons why I'm saying it, one of the reasons why some people are becoming enlightened, in as much as we continue to have people whose interest is to sell players, all that they are doing, their interest in the football is for them to sell players. Managing our national teams and our football will continue to have problems because individual selfish interests come in.
Yeah, it's natural.
Kwaku, I will not allow the coach to call your player to the national team when your player is playing the same position with my player. If I'm there and I'm a member of the FA, I have a club, I own 2-4 stars. My midfielder is as good as Kwaku Fusasari's Equiapim stars.
Akwamufie stars.
You understand? Yeah. You think that I'll be so patriotic as a Ghanaian when I'm there? That Kwaku Fusasari's player should be picked to the national team. My player, who is a member of the FA, my player should sit at home.
Incidentally, I'll ask you guys.
Carl, doesn't it bring into the focus the bigger picture of those who run the FA?
That is the point.
The bigger picture of those who run the FA.
Yes. Before we go,
Before
I'll ask you all of you this question. Is there need for a black tap management committee?
Oh, absolutely not.
I will ask you now. Oh God! Let's hold on.
What do they do?
Hold on. We'll go for a short break. When we come back, we'll go and check on what social media has been saying, what our viewers have been contributing. Folks, we're going for a short break. We'll be right back. Then you see Gloria to give us what has been going on within the social media platforms.